Thank you very much, Secretary, Mr. Ambassador, very much. You know, I would guess I could speak for all of us. In life, there are about 3 or 4 or 5 things that are just really most important to us, at least as a legislator, that we focus in on. It's 100%, it's all or nothing. On a lot of other issues, you know, it's kind of working, trying to find balance, trying to find compromise and so forth. But on some others, I mean, it's 100%, the passion is there, and we're going to get this thing done whatever it takes. Losing is not in our vocabulary. This was one of those for me, protecting the North Fork of the Flathead. Without indulging too much into personal history, about a good number of years ago, it was 1975, and I realized we had to take extraordinary efforts if we're going to protect this pristine area. There's a company, as Real Tinton, Real Alcohol, I forgot the name of the company, is a guy named Roy Sadler. Roy Sadler, his office was up in Toronto, and he was in Sage Creek and all these mines up there, was mining coal just north of the border. Well, that didn't make much sense to us in Montana because all the economic benefit went north up to BC and the environmental degradation south to Montana, air and water. So I just took it upon myself. I flew up to Toronto. I met Mr. Sadler, and he's asking me, what in the world, you young farmers, what are you doing up here? And I said, well, this is really important. And I was just like a lawyer getting a deposition for trial. I had a ream of questions. I asked him, what about this? How much you can spend on that? And just question after question after question. And I know that got his attention. And then I gave it all, the questions, the answers, to the Missoulian. Well, lo and behold, it was a front page story. The Missoulian printed all of this. I knew we were in a pretty good position to kind of slow this down a little bit. And, but I also knew that this is going to take a concentrated effort. It's going to take time and lots of different ways we have to focus on this if we're going to accomplish our objective. Well, here we are today. We've virtually done it. It's not totally complete. The throne speech is a big help. But we finally reached a position where there's virtual permanent protection north fork, both sides. And I'm just so pleased that we've done it in a cooperative way, both sides of the border, in a way that the taxpayers just don't have to pay one thin dime. It's going to be the Nature Conservancy Canada, U.S. Nature Conservancy have worked well together. They come up with the funds. I see Tom Cast here. Thank you very much for his effort. Kat Imhoff and Jimmy Williams on the American side, American Conservancy, Nature Conservancy are not here, but we all know we spent countless hours on the phone, countless meetings. So I thank them very, very much for all their effort. North Fork clearly is we in Montana, I'm sure it's true, Mr. Ambassador, in Canada as well, and much of Canada, there are really 2 factors that define us. One is we're an outdoor state. We're an outdoors people. On a per capita basis, I think we are more of an outdoors people than are most people in the other state in the nation. We hunt, we fish, we backpack, we raise livestock, we grow grain, we harvest timber. We're an outdoors people. And Canadians essentially are outdoors too. And the second point we care about is just decent enough income to put food on the table so we can enjoy the outdoors. And this helps us, this agreement, bring jobs and tourism, recreation to this part of the world because people like it so much, as you said. And so it's really this twofer that goes hand in hand, creating the jobs and also enjoying this. Nothing of consequence ever gets accomplished without teamwork, without working together. And my oh man, there's been teamwork here. Mr. Secretary, I can't thank you enough. Secretary said he's made this a priority over Interior. Standing from afar, I know that's the case. A number of times we've talked about this, and when you stood over here with John Tester and I, it was clear that you got this spark, the light went off, but this is something you're going to really work with us on, and I want to thank you so very much for your pledge, and you've done just that. Ambassador Dora, you're just aces. You've helped so much. I know, as many of you probably know, the big sort of secret we have with Ambassador Dora, he takes about 150 Manitobans to Big Sky every year. So, and there's some kinship here. Senator Tester is probably the third senator from Montana. Ambassador Dora, we got you reserved for another senator from Montana. Thank you very much for being so helpful here. And then my buddy, John Tester. John, I can't thank you enough for your unmatched effort here. There's a little history. I went to President Bush. I asked him if he could help out some time ago. Secretary Condoleezza Rice, I buttonholed her to see if she could help a little bit, kind of lukewarm. But you, Secretary of State Clinton, talked to her right off the top. Well, you bet, Max. Let's see what we can do. Let's get this thing done. President Bush met, with Prime Minister Harper, talked about it, and it's all. We're here because we're together. Rhea Sue, I don't know how many times I've heard your name. Just thank you so much for your hard work. And we knew you were about to have your baby. We didn't know what was going to be created first. But in honor, was it Sumi? Yumi is here, and so Yumi, you can remember this day. It's a day that's going to be very important in your life too. In addition to Karen Sinhaji, is Karen here? Did she make it? Karen, that's good. Thanks, Karen, very much for you being here. But just again, thanks so much. Saw Dan Ash this morning at a confirmation hearing. Dan, you're going to be overseeing a lot of this, and thanks so very much. So I just ask all of us to give all of us a big round of applause. This is all team.